Welcome to day 6 of the challenge. Congratulations if you've done all 5 to start off with, or if you haven't, no judgment. Isn't that beautiful? If you've only done 1 or 2, no worries at all. Come back to the present moment without any judgment about what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future. So, and also honor that the fact that it's really hard to create healthy habits, and it takes patience and discipline and picking yourself up and reminding yourself. So today we're actually going to focus only on breath. And the reason we're going to only focus on breath is because oftentimes we can go and start feeling like there's so much more to pay attention to. But in a really strong stillness practice, the breath is really the foundation. Once we get to know the breath, we understand that the breath is always there and it's always different. So we look for the details of what's changing or what's similar. And we also notice that thoughts and emotions, physical experiences, and everything else is temporary. Impermanence is a big, huge aspect of the practice, to know that things come and go. And that when we are in integration, that the integration can be kind of a seamless feeling of things going well, but that something can quickly change, and the breath can be found in any of those moments. So allow yourself to find the cushion or the chair. Let yourself sink in, but keep a straight back. Let the shoulders drop. Let your eyes close, and gently just come into the physical sensation of sitting in a chair or on your cushion. Notice where your feet are. Notice the weight on your sit bones. Notice how it feels to have gravity pulling you into the chair or the cushion. And then notice where your hands are, and notice if there's any temperature or tingling or sensations at the fingertips. And then just invite attention of the breath. Bring that awareness to every ounce of the inhale, and then the pause and space, and every ounce of the exhale. Notice where the breath starts, just fully embody the breath. In this practice of awareness, we want to cultivate that beginner's mind, because even if experiences feel the same, the truth is they aren't. And once we start inquiring and opening to the possibilities of noticing how things are always a little different, it brings a newness, an alertness and awakeness of this new moment, how special and unique it really is. So come back to the breath and notice where your anchor spot is for today, if it's your belly, your chest, or at your nose. And stay with the physical sensation of the inhale, the space in between, and the exhale at your anchor spot. Notice if the breath is smooth and easy, or irregular and contracted. Notice if the inhale at its natural state is shorter or longer than the exhale. And just notice where your anchor spot is, and see what parts of that anchor spot move with the different aspects of the breath. So if it's at your stomach, When you first feel movement, is it at the top of your stomach or at the bottom? Where does expansion go? And then what happens with the exhale? And again, using that analogy of the ocean and how when there's waves or even sometimes the stronger storms will create those, it's not even waves, it's just like all the water is just forcing all different directions. And below that surface, just very, very few feet below that surface, oftentimes, there's actually stillness. So when we find the breath and we bring attention to it, that's a form of finding under the waves, under the surface where it might be super powerful storm. And just below, there's that peacefulness, that calmness, that stillness and tranquility. And so staying with the breath, we can tune in to that aspect. That no matter how rough our day is or our emotions are, or how our mind might be in the future or stuck in the past, the breath can get us right back here and now. And it can keep us in that space below the storm, below chaos and rigidity, into full integration. You can introduce the anchor words now as you keep your attention on the anchor spot. You could gently name the inhale, breathing in, and the exhale, breathing out. And then notice where distractions happen, so where the mind starts thinking. Is it in the middle of the breath? Is it the end of the breath? Is it at the pause? Notice the patterns without any judgment. So stay with the physical sensation and introduce breathing in, breathing out, and remembering that mental noting, that which we can use when we find ourselves distracted, is extremely powerful. It can bring attention, dissolve whatever it is, and bring us back into attention of the space and time and strategy that we're using at that moment. So here in breath awareness. It could be simply breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and all of a sudden the mind goes into thought. No problem, mental note, thinking, thinking, thinking. No judgment, no decision if it's wrong of us to think. It's just noticing in awareness what happened in our experience and coming back to the next breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. this breath. And this breath. This is the moment to bring attention to. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just be here now. Be with the breath. And now, just out of curiosity and wonder and interest, we're going to do our counting breath. So just noticing if our attention can stay with the breath and stay with the next one, or if it gets distracted. Just observing, without any need to form an opinion, where our awareness goes, or if it stays in full attention. So you may begin counting breath exercise right now. Breathing in, breathing out 1. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Breathing in, a past thought arose. So I just name it, make the mental note. Past thought, past thought, past thought, and go back to 0 and start again. Inevitably, the mind will go into thinking mode, or emotions will arise, or physical sensations will call our attention. And that is not a problem at all. That's a human experience. We just come back into attention. Counting breaths again. Allowing ourselves to be like a flashlight in awareness. We shine the flashlight on the breath, and then all of a sudden the flashlight got interested by something else. It turned away from the breath, looking and trying to flee with whatever it saw move around. And then we gently remember, we're trying to focus on the breath. We bring that flashlight right back to the next inhale, the space, and the exhale. Allow counting breaths to stop, and just your natural awareness of each inhale and exhale be there. And notice the quality of your attention. Notice the quality of the mind. And then just check in, tune in to how you're feeling physically at this moment. Without judging it, just how do you feel? How do you feel mentally, right here, right now? Has it changed? Has it formed in different ways? And how do you feel emotionally right now? Have emotions come and gone? Have it flowed like a stream that has no blockage or stoppage? Just notice what it feels like to be fully human with a mind, a body, and a heart, and how it is to be present right now. May you be well, and thank you for joining me on day 6. See you on day 7.